been here a long time with him. What's your impression of Quint Nelson?
Oh yeah, I mean, Q is really the heartbeat like of this team. I mean, he sets the tone in our run game and just the way that he shows up like every single day, and just does his job and does it better than anybody else.
Can you imagine being a DB and having
Him run at you, yeah, that's probably a bad day. Like I might have to make a one of those business decisions like on that one. So
and not feel bad about it? Because
and yeah, definitely not like try to give him the old oopty doop and be like, oh, I just arm tackle miss, you know.
Can you describe just the type of weapon that Malik Neighbors is, the type of matchup that he can be?
Yeah, Malik, he's a big play threat. He's not a deep ball guy. I don't think you can really put him in a box, but he has great ability. He has great potential in this league to be a great player. He's broken records. He's made the highlight plays. He's done it all, but he has a Stephon Diggs type of comparison in my eyes. You know, watching film, watching his body mechanics and how he runs, and then after the catch. I think what makes a great receiver in this league is after the catch, once they receive the ball and they can go upfield. So I think he has all the ability to make a guy miss and get that yak yardage. So we'll have a close eye on him, just trying to stay aggressive and competitive versus a guy like that. He has a lot of great guys that with him, that co-star at the receiver position with him. But Wan'Dale Robinson, quick guy, he likes space. He don't like being touched as far as, out the ball, but he want to receive the ball and get upfield as well. He want the big play as well. 86 the same way. Slayton, he's the same way. So he wants to lull us to sleep, and he wants a big play. So we got to be on top of these guys. We got to keep everything in front of us, and we got to attack when the time presents itself.
with Richardson, whatever his ups and downs are, in the fourth quarter, Jets game, Patriots, and this week, he finds ways to make plays. What is it about a player
Yeah, I
that
mean,
finds a way?
he could just beat you any way that he wants. I mean, he's just so dynamic in everything that he can do. Like, if it's not there, he's going to take off and run, or if there's somebody standing there, he's going to run them over. And just the combination of him and JT, like, there's just really a lot that the defense has to worry about.
In 2 minutes to play, you've got to have a touchdown drive.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, like just he just is able to like make plays and just whichever, whether he's throwing like on the run or whether he's running it, or you got JT. So it just makes us really like dynamic in that way.
When you got to match up and account for both Anthony and Jonathan Taylor, what it's like to watch those guys out there?
I know how difficult it is, having a good running back, having a good quarterback. You got to really choose your poison. You got to pick them wisely. As far as who's about to get the ball. You can stack the box if you want to, but Rich, he can let it rip on a deep ball too. So I think more so is just player, coach, player on defense. You just got to choose wisely as far as play call and how aggressive or passive you want to be versus guys like that. If Anthony is getting a lot of attention, I know that he had a lot of yardage last week. If he's getting all the attention as far as he's at the point of attack, then JT will fly right by you. So I think it can confuse a lot of guys. Sometimes if you're seeing too much, it's hard to make the play. It's better when you ton of vision and you can see, one thing, you're reading your keys. But sometimes, once things are getting out of hand, you're telling yourself, like, I got to go make a play. And then once you're telling yourself to be too aggressive, it can backfire as well. So thankfully those guys are on my team. But we'll try to put it all together for those guys to confuse a lot more guys.
I mean, well, the reality of the situation is every scenario starts with us winning out. So let's take care of our business. Let's do our job. And, football is a funny thing. So we'll see how it all plays out.
Obviously, JT went crazy, but AR had, at least one explosive run and then some other big runs. Defensively, if you put yourself in the defense's shoes, what's that like when the quarterback rips one off against you?
I've been in those shoes, practicing and playing against those two. And when you're just playing, a dual threat combo like JT and AR, especially like in a game setting, and Anthony's capable of running, but then he actually pops a 20-yard, a 30-yard explosive run. And you also know that he's capable of taking the distance from 50, 60, 70 yards out. Like now, you're really in a bind because, sometimes I can't lie to you, like, there is a little bit of a guess and feel game out there, and just knowing that both of those guys are capable of taking it the distance is an extremely tough position to be in.
The splash plays that you guys have been making on defense, forcing turnovers, just how big are those in each game, and why have you guys been able to get so many of them?
To be honest with you, I think a lot of it started with our commitment to stop the run. I think us playing better against the run has allowed us to be in just better position versus the pass. And obviously, we are opportunistic defense. We're hungry. We preach taking the ball away. That's something that's big here. And obviously, when you're able to give our offense a short field, give Anthony a couple of opportunities in the red zone, that's always big for the team. So, thankfully, we was able to pull a couple through the last few weeks.
I apologize has been asked this already, but you announced that you're having your second kid.
Mm-hmm.
How does that change or enhance the motivation, the drive, whatever it is you're chasing in the league?
Man, I mean, little girl on the way. Life about to be different, but a lot of more of the same too. So just thankful, man. Just blessed beyond measure, man. I couldn't imagine really being here from where I started when I first got drafted here in 2018. And, I'm just thankful for the life that I've been able to build with my wife. And, just as, just all the things that I've pretty much been through in my life. Like I lost my family when I was young. Creating a family was always something that was always the most important to me. And I'm just thankful that, God's put me in this position to not only take care of my family, but also to provide me with a family. So I'm just thankful for that.
Very random question, but for a story that we're working on. These situations you get in where quarterbacks are sliding and you got to make a decision, I'm sure you hate those. The thin line there, can you kind of explain what the thought process is when you're closing in on a guy and how do you hold up or pull back or what?
No question. It's one of those scenarios in which outside looking in, it looks like split second, but when you're in that moment, there's a million thoughts going through your mind at the same time. I think first thing starts with who the quarterback is. Running style plays a part in that. Toughness of the quarterback. Honestly, notoriety of the quarterback. Like, that's something that I talk to Speed about all the time. I'm like, hey, look, that's Matthew Stafford, Super Bowl champ. Like, don't touch him. Like, That's Pat Mahomes. Like, don't touch him. Like, certain guys, like some guys may not be in great standing with the league. You might get a little bit over with. I hate to say that, but that's the truth. But then also, too, you got different running styles. Like, obviously, like Drake May. Like, he's a guy, young kid, big kid. So he's willing to take a couple of blows. He'll land head first. Jared Goff, he's been around the block a few times. He ain't got much to prove. He'll rather, trust his luck in 4th and 3 than lower his shoulders, in the middle of the field. So, but I think at the end of the day, somebody touched on it, nobody wants to be embarrassed by a quarterback. And I think that's really where a lot of that comes from. So you got to, when you're on the football field, we hunting. So you got to hunt until, they give themselves up. But then that's where I feel like, playing under control, playing with your eyes up, and, not ducking your head. Because, I've had a couple of situations that's been close, but I feel like because I went into it with good technique, I was able to avoid the flag, avoid the fine, and I was able to move on from it. So you just got to play under control of them situations, but at the same time, quarterbacks do test their limit. They do little fake stuff with their hip to fake a slide. They slow down, speed up. It's a game within the game, too, so they got to take responsibility as well.
Mahomes has figured that out for sure.
Oh, I mean, him, Josh Allen, like a lot of those guys. I mean, Drake May had to play against us, and he's scrambling out of bounds. Big Raekwon's running from the middle of the field. He ran maybe 30 yards to go push him out of bounds. Big Raekwon like 320. Like, it's hard for him to stop now. So he tried to just push him out of bounds, and Drake take an extra 6 yards. Now, if he'd have put his shoulder in his ribs and knocked him to the sideline, to the stands, everybody would have had a problem with it. So it's just like, we got to figure out, just the boundaries.
On that, is it hard to keep your head up if the guy is ducking in front of you?
Yeah, I've been fined before earlier in my career. If you're attacked, like they say, look at what you're hitting, and if you're hitting what you're looking at is going down, then your head is going to go down. That's just the natural way of things. But fine committee don't agree with that. So,
See, random question for you. You got the hat on. Favorite Christmas gift and why?
My favorite Christmas gift. I'm trying to get my brownie points up. So when we was in college, my first car was a Mitsubishi Galant. It's called the Candy Apple. So shout out to the Candy Apple. All my people out there, they know about the Candy Apple. But the radio system was like mad messed up. So one Christmas, my now wife, then girlfriend, she bought me a car radio, like with the custom Bluetooth and all that. Then me and my boy just had to install it together, but that was a great gift. That was a great gift.
She's a winner.
Yeah, she's a keeper.
And listen, she's